Hello, welcome YouTubers to Theorist Theories. This is the Theorist trying to find understanding in a world of chaos. Let's get right into it. The problem. Black men are traveling out of the United States of America to find wives. They are going to countries such as Thailand, such as the Dominican Republic, such as Brazil and Colombia, to be able to find their soulmate, to find the submissive woman that will make their life a little bit more complete. But there is a problem, and the problem is that Black women do not like this. Black women feel betrayed. Black women feel as if they have done nothing wrong. And here are some clips that are evidence of this.
She hates passport brothers.
The passport bros can go. And let me tell you why. They are not the desirable men. I have seen them walking up and down the street in Dominican Republic, and I'm sure others have seen them. They are fat, they are ugly, they're funny looking, they're socially awkward, they're broke, they're hungry, they're thirsty, they're sexual perverts. They do not mean women any harm. They're not looking for wives. They can absolutely leave because they're leftovers, as Kevin Samuels would say. And that's my final thought.
Okay, so let me get this straight. We're fat, funny looking, socially awkward. And then, why do you care again?
They care because all Black women are in a relationship with all Black men in some way, shape, or form, whether you like it or not.
So there's something that I stumbled upon on my TikTok, and it's something called passport bros. And it's basically American men that are now going overseas to different countries, which we already know about, but they want the women that they're with to remain foreign. So they're not actually intending to bring the women back to the United States because they feel like the women in the United States are kind of like tarnished goods. And I want
passport bros. We're going to another country to find submissive women. Black women are too masculine. We don't want y'all.
The thing that women or Black American women, or all women actually, don't understand is that relationships do not simply crumble at the drop of a hat. They take time. And there's an actual study that proves this. And this study is called Duck. It's by Stephen Duck, 2007, where he looks at the relationship disillusion between persons, between couples. And what he says is that there are distinctive stages through which relationships actually end up dissolving. The first stage is the intrapsychic stage. This is when a person admits to himself or herself that they are dissatisfied within the relationship. And they think a lot about it. And they ruminate. And they wonder what has happened. And then, before this person moves to the next stage, in the intrapsychic stage, they get to the point of, I can't stand this anymore. And then they go into the second stage, which is the dyadic stage. And in this stage, they go to the partner and they voice their dissatisfaction. And in voicing their dissatisfaction, they complain a lot, right? And at this stage, there are a lot of complaints coming from the partner initiating the breakup, and complaints involving the partner's commitment to the relationship. And then they get to the point of, or the threshold of, I would be justified in withdrawing. Then they hop on to the social phase. And in this phase, before this phase, we should say, they have kept all their dissatisfaction to themselves and then within the relationship. But in the social phase, they now decide to share their hurt and pain with the wider public, with family, friends, relatives. And so then they get to the stage of, or the threshold of, I should say, I mean it. I am ready to leave, right? And at this stage, the social phase, that is, it usually leads to the dissolution of the relationship. And then finally, having left the partner, both sides construct their version of why their relationship broke down, usually minimizing their faults and maximizing their partners, but at the same time trying to show themselves as trustworthy and loyal in order to attract a new partner, which is very interesting. And that phase, and this is a great name, is called grave dressing, which signifies the closure of the previous relationship and readiness to start a new one. And the threshold here is it's time to start a new life. Now, I really wanted to read this last phase because it's important that we understand that last phase. And so let's get into the theory. If you do or do not agree with this theory, let me know in the comments below. If you think I'm missing something, have your say. Hey, I might just be wrong, so let's discuss. If we were to apply the history between black men and black women to this theory, two things are happening. One is the process of which over the past 30 years this stage has occurred. Now, why I say the past 30 years? Before the 1990s, black women and men, though they were challenged in a variety of ways, and there are videos that show young black women in the 1970s and in the 1960s in very poverty-stricken areas speaking to, I don't want a man in my life. Those were what I call the individuals or the specific. A small seed of this new age version of separation of the black man and the black woman. So they are the specific, but what I'm talking about here is the general as a group. Persons usually see and individuals usually see black men and black women, especially if you are a black man and a black woman, their experience as individualistic. The fact is, if we were to remove the outliers and the special cases and we group all black men as one, and let's put him as an individual, grouping him as one person, and group all black women as another person, there would be a standard form or presentation of what the black man is and what the black woman is within within the space of black person. So, going again, forgetting the outliers. Before the 1990s, the black man and the black woman was faced with a lot of challenges. They were faced with racism. They were faced with the drug epidemic of the 1980s that kind of spilled into the 1990s that were introduced by quote unquote supposedly this is out there now, so I guess I don't have to say this is conspiracy, but introduced by the government at the point in time, and then even at that point in time the black woman having to put the black man out of the home because they wanted to gain benefits. And we could talk about that phase. But in that phase, the black man and the black woman still had to deal with each other and still wanted to deal with each other. Any black individual or specific going to make a relationship with a white woman or a woman of another race was the exception or an outlier. And we are not speaking of them. Going back again, and I'd be doing this because I want to make it clear to the general. But something happened in the 1990s when things started to settle down. What happened prior to the 1990s started to strain and stress the black man and the black woman. Now, the black woman being an intentional target by the magazines and the population and the government, because let's face it, the black woman, as strong as she is, and she is strong like any other woman, so it's not a problem of the black woman, it's a weakness of all women. We are easily targeted, we are easily led, which is why we need, whether or not we like to face it, men. Even if we are not heterosexual. There is something that men bring to the table at that point in time. I'm not too sure about now because of what we've been doing to men. There's something that a man that there's something about what men bring to the table that provides clarity and and a sense of balance. Going back to what has happened now, over the past 30 years, we have been in the 1990s and in the 2000s, Black men and Black women have been in the intra-psychic stage where you sit with your relationship and you are dissatisfied and you do not speak. Now, Black women were the first ones to leave that stage, and it was obvious through the movies that we have seen and through the feminist movement led by Black women, and through the NGOs led by Black women. So the Black woman was the first person or first general to come out and say, I am not happy. But the Black man, in the way men do, tried to adjust and tried to fix on the general. Then we get to the dyadic stage. And what the dyadic stage is, all right, the Black woman is already in that stage, but along the point of the 2010s and down to the later half of the 2010s, what happened was the Black woman went into the social phase, which is tell everybody, I don't like the Black man. But the Black man was in the dyadic stage where he started to confront his partner silently. But the Black woman was out there telling everybody, I don't like my partner. Okay? And given that the Black man and the Black woman were at different points, of course, the Black woman gets to the grave dressing stage much faster. And she says, it's time to start a new life. I want nothing to do with the Black man. But is she serious? As a general group, yes. But as the individual, is everyone on board? No. So but the outliers do not speak up. The outliers rarely speak up and say, look, I need my Black man, I want my Black man. Until the Black man gets to the grave dressing stage. And most of them, slowly and surely, are getting to the grave dressing stage as individuals, as the specific. So we see cases on the internet, on TikTok, where persons are slowly revealing to the world, look, I am done. I have given up. Look what the Black woman, the individual Black woman, has done to me. And I am over it. And then they go into what they call the red pill. Okay? Or the black pill, depending on who we are speaking of. So, but in that stage, in the grave dressing stage, the Black man, unlike us women, and again, this is a limitation of all women, we are not certain of our decisions on the individualistic level. We will say something today and we will change our minds based on what new information is presented to us tomorrow. So we could be upset with somebody today and then we say to ourselves, okay, I don't want you. And then we go out and we see what is really out there and then we're like, oh my gosh, dread. I should have stayed where I was before and then tried to come back. But the thing with men is that when men are done, they are done. So putting it in another way, these stages by Doc can be cyclical for women, but complete for men. So when they get to the grave dressing stage, what is the threshold? It's time to start a new life. And that is what Black men are doing. So what is the solution? As a group, Black women have lost Black men as a group and will continue to lose them on the individualistic level if they continue that behavior. What Black women need to realize is that there is another stage to life, and Doc even includes this stage with his colleague Raleigh, and he proposed this as an addition to the model in which there is a resurrection phase. Now, in this phase, persons move beyond the pain and the distress associated with ending the relationship and experience personal growth. Grieve the fact that as a group, we have lost, and I'm saying me because I'm a Black woman as well, we have lost Black men. And all we can do is work at an individualistic level to enhance our femininity, to work on our issues, and pray that somewhere out there we will be blessed by our efforts. This is the Theorist. For now, click the notification button to keep up, like and subscribe so you can hear more theories. Bye.